hear like kind of what are your biggest learning from founding Alteryx? What are the biggest lessons?
Well, I mean, it was a different time for sure. I don't think people respond the way they used to. When the internet came around, we started in 1997, and so everyone was interested in cloud services.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out we didn't build a cloud service for another 20 years. Well, that's not true. The services we sold early on were cloud services, but they weren't the services that we ended up with. And I was advertising on Google AdWords,
Mm-hmm.
and I was generating it over a 3-year period. I generated 1 million leads, and those were all inbound. But I would harvest those leads to figure out who really needed customized cloud solutions, and we were able to find those people that were willing to pay $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 a year, knowing that I was going to kill it all after 5 or 6 years. And we did. We ended up getting rid of all those services. I gave them away so that I could get to the Alteryx platform. So patience is part of the deal. You got to figure out when you're the tortoise and when you're the hare.
So
in some cases you got to slow down in order to go fast.
So one of the first lessons being patient. It sounds like the first product you built is different from the platform you ultimately have. So you
we started with as a pure services company.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
We then built products, and all those products ended up being components in the ultimate platform. So figuring out how to monetize along the way, get to the end state, was very useful. So we did services. We then built components of the platform. We exposed APIs of those components to develop cloud services. We then stopped selling cloud services and took all those components, put them in the Alteryx user interface, and rolled it out.
Yeah.
And that took 6 years. That took 7 years.
Yeah.
But we paid our way. We found a way to monetize every step of the way in order to get there.
How can we apply it in the current era of building startups? Because we did not start as a service company. We start as more like building software that can address.
Well, no, I think that's an advantage. I was a 20-year-old overnight success, and if you look at any of the great tech companies, almost all of those companies took a long time to get to $1 billion in revenue.
Took a long time to get to $1 million in revenue, you said?
$1 billion in revenue.
$1 billion, yeah.
And Microsoft and Salesforce and Oracle and all these companies, everyone thinks that it's like WhatsApp, who sold for $16 billion and didn't have any revenue. And the vast majority of the successes all take a long time. So patience, I would say, is one of the first lessons. But you got to figure out how to monetize along the way. Either that or you have to raise money.
Right. Yeah.
And so when I coach all the people I'm coaching, I try to get them to think differently about how to monetize their product. And it's not always what people think. It's that's why the one-to-many selling, even if it's at a big discount, I would do partnerships and give up 60-70% of the margin in order to get more people selling for me. And just getting creative. That's why